Hi guys, Mike Lineage, Movement is Life. It is Monday morning. Today I want to talk about a lineage and ranking in martial arts in America. All right, what exactly is lineage and ranking? Okay, in America you have literally thousands of black belts. Thousands of black belts. America has become a melting pot of immigrants coming from all over the world, opening martial arts schools, and blah blah blah. Okay, so first you had in the 60s and 70s judo and karate, the immigrants that came after World War II here. Then you had the Koreans that came here, and taekwondo bloomed really big. And then you had the Brazilians after, as soon as the UFC became very popular here in South Florida. There are hundreds of Brazilian jiu-jitsu schools. In California, same thing. So in America you have a lot of people that are black belts. Okay, why? Because it became a business. Okay, so you got a lot of people with black belts. So it's no longer are you a black belt. When you ask somebody, when you hear somebody is a black belt, it's no longer like mystical, like wow, the guy's a black belt. Like back in the days, 20 years ago, when you said you were a black belt, it was like wow, the guy's a black belt, because it had an aura again around it, or like almost like a mystique around it. Now black belts are okay. You're a black belt. My cousin's a black belt too. Okay, so now it's no longer are you a black belt. It's like who are you a black belt under? That's called lineage. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about my lineage and why I did it that way, and then I'm going to talk about people that have ranking in HaganaH. I'm going to kind of connect it. Okay, my lineage in martial arts, not Israeli combative methodologies. That's the army, the IDF, Golani, blah blah. I'm talking about martial art. When I came to America, I sought out the most strong. Okay, I'm not going to say prestigious. I'm going to say strong. The strongest rank I can find in America, because I saw around every corner in America there's a karate school. And my time was Kempo, Taekwondo, Kung Fu. So now it's more MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai. But in every corner there was a school. So I wanted a strong lineage. I wanted a strong name that signs my black belt certificate. And I started training under Joe Louis. Okay, I was under Joe Louis for over 20 years. Okay, so my ranking comes from him. My ranking in Joe Louis fighting system is 6th degree black belt. As soon as Joe Louis, rest in peace, passed away, I no longer was involved in the organization. I always wanted my black belt certificate to be signed directly by him. Joe Louis fighting system is still run by a few of his people. They're great people. If you want that, you can go to them, obviously. But I always wanted the signature of my mentor, Joe Louis. So as soon as he passed away, I stopped ranking in Joe Louis fighting system, and that's my ranking. Okay, underneath me, in my school directly, you have Godzilla. Ray Coleman is a 3rd degree black belt on it. Jay Makrovich and Justin Sozano, the 2nd degree black belts underneath him, underneath Joe Louis system. In other words, they ranked with Joe Louis. I took them with me to the conference and they ranked there, blah, 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 this and that. Then you have Larry Cott and Donut Boyd, their 1st degree black belts. And you also have Efren Ruse, which became an MMA fighter and is very strong in jiu-jitsu down in Miami. He's a 1st degree black belt in Joe Louis fighting system. He was my student before he migrated completely to BJJ. So that is my lineage in martial arts. So if you look at lineage, martial art wise, for Michael Lineage and students under him, you got Bruce Lee, Joe Louis, Michael Lineage, Godzilla, Justin, Jay Makrovich, Donut Boy, Larry, Efren Ruse. That's the lineage that we have, that small group in my school. Basically, Bruce Lee, Joe Louis, Mike Lineage, and my students. That is an extremely strong lineage of martial art ranking. Okay, so now let's connect that to how we turn over to HaganaH. When I started my organization, Joe Louis had a conversation with me. He was in Orlando at a restaurant. He says, "Oh, you're starting your organization. You're gonna hate it." And I go, "What?" And I was all excited. I was all motivated to go for it. And he goes, "You'll see, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, people are gonna be leaving you. People are gonna start politics. People this and that, and they're just gonna take your rank and run." Okay. In America, it's an epidemic. Epidemic, whatever the word is, that people get their black belt and they quit. Why? Because they're not happy where they're training, but they figured out, I invested so much time and money, I want to test them for my black belt and run. I hate that. I hate that. I really hate that. I hate that people get their black belts and quit. Okay, when you become a black belt, that's really when your journey really like, I don't want to say start, because it's a very very hard journey to get to a black belt if it's done properly, not just commercially. But it's really when things get good. Okay, so you living when things get good, it makes no sense. So I told him I won't have that problem, and he goes to me, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm gonna have an annual conference for my black belts to come for continuous education, and it's going to be mandatory for them to come. And if they don't come, I'll revoke their rank. And he goes, how are you going to do that? I'll show you how I did that. Okay, if you look, this is a black belt certificate in HaganaH. Okay, it's very hard to get it. The fire you have to go through to get an MLK HaganaH black belt is extremely hot. Okay, so when you test and you rank, you get this. You only test once. And then every year, as you go to the conference, by seniority and service into the organization, you go up in ranking, but you only test once. So literally, all my black belts physically are first degree black belts. Then, by service into the to the community that they teach self-defense and promote HaganaH, and the ambassadors to my system, true ambassadors, genuine ambassadors, they get ranked higher. Okay. However, because I made the rule that you must come to the conference, I've put in small print right here. Wait a minute, it's upside down. Yes, it's upside down. I put in small print on there that this certificate, I'll read it. This certificate is subject to be revoked if black belt is inactive for 11 months or more. Inactive means in our organization, obviously. So if one of my black belts don't show up to once a year to the conference, the training conference, continuous education, be connected to my system, they are subject to revoked. Okay, subject to revoke means I'm not going to revoke every black belt that's up there. There are people that are great people, like for an example, Kevin Evitz, my daddy. All right, he was very active. He was a Northeast representative, and he got old, and he said to me, Mike, you know, I'm going to hang my black belt on the wall, but I love you. A guy like that, I would never revoke his rank. If you go on my website in the Lineage, his name is there. Okay, if somebody DORs, okay, DORs means dismiss themselves on request, say, you know what, Mike, I'm out of here for whatever reason, why should I endorse the black belt? They're out of here, they're DOR. When you DOR, my recognition of your rank goes away. Okay, so Jolie said, wow, that's brilliant, I should have did that. Okay, here's the deal with black belts. You're a black belt by action, not by position. So in other words, yes, you tested for your black belt, yes, you have that rank, but you have a responsibility of action, staying current in the style you teach. For an example, if you're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, okay, you should be able to roll. You should be able to demonstrate that you still have the skill. Okay, if you're a black belt in Taekwondo, you should be able to do spin kicks. Okay, if you're a black belt in HaganaH, you should be able to do the techniques the way we do it here at the Fountainhead, not because you got, like, if you left the organization 10 years ago, the evolution of the system has gone so deep and deeper that you're no longer a black belt. It's gone because you're not connected. So lineage in martial arts is extremely important. If you're a student nationwide, you're one of my YouTubers and you watch this, when you sign up in an HaganaH school, not HaganaH school, in any martial arts school, doesn't matter martial arts school, do your homework on that teacher. Do your homework, what's his lineage, okay? If he went to an organization and got his black belt in 2 years, blah, 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 and it's all commercial, you're getting a black belt that's worth that. If you're going into a school that the lineage is extremely strong in that style they're teaching, you're getting that, okay? The apples and oranges with black belts. So do your homework, do it right. I wanted the top of the food chain, in American ranking. If you come to my school, there is an American flag on top, and beneath it there's an Israeli flag. Okay, American flag on top, we're in America, so the American flag on top and Israeli flag beneath it. I know on an Israeli level, I'm the top of the food chain. I know I was in Golani Brigade, I know I have a black belt in Krav Maga, I know I have a black belt in Sardut, I know I've trained with people that know what the fuck they're doing. So I'm the top of the food chain in Israeli martial art. I wanted the same thing for my American martial arts. So I went to Joe Louis. Do your homework. If you're one of my students, you got nothing to worry about it. We are top of the food chain on both American level and Israeli level. Monday morning, go get it. Movement is life.